My sister claimed I destroyed her dream of marrying into an elite family. The entertainment industries, Prince Charming, CEO Lucius, was obsessed with women with slender legs, thin waists, fair skin, and a petite figure, even those who were pregnant. My sister Stella, a famous celebrity, caught the eye of CEO Lucius. She wanted to invest in liposuction, skin whitening injections, and IVF. I advised her not to ruin her health. But then, CEO Lucius publicly dated a girl whose face was so sculpted it looked artificial. Stella believed I was the one who destroyed her dream of marrying into the elite. She spared no effort in inciting her fans, leading to a barrage of online attacks that drove me to my death. I opened my eyes. Stella asked me, "Lily, I want to sell my house and car for cosmetic surgery. Do you think I should?" I replied, "Of course, go all out to marry CEO Lucius. You'll definitely be happy." But when she actually went through with the surgery to marry him, she regretted it. Do you want eyes like Yang Mi, a nose like Zhao Liying, lips like Dilraba Dilmurate? Come to Bella's Clinic. We will custom design the most perfect face just for you. Envious of a secretly slender waist? Want skin as fair as porcelain? Love the delicate size 35 feet of a young girl? Come to Bella's Clinic. We can make all your dreams come true. The TV was playing an advertisement for a cosmetic surgery hospital. The screen showed miraculous AI technology, combining the exquisite features of famous actresses and a model, resulting in a beauty like a celestial fairy descended to Earth. Immediately after the commercial, an interview with the entertainment industry's CEO Lucius was aired, discussing cosmetic surgery. He said, "I'm not against cosmetic surgery. In fact, I greatly admire women who are willing to put in effort and make sacrifices to become beautiful. I'm deeply moved. As a man, I can't resist my fondness for women with slender legs, thin waists, and porcelain skin. If there's a girl willing to change herself for me like that, I would be very grateful." The reporter asked, "Mr. Lucius, we hear you've left sperm at Bella's Clinic. What does that imply?" Lucius smiled. "I deeply respect women and their reproductive rights. I believe everyone has the right to decide their own life. Women are not without agency. Perhaps I, too, am waiting for my true love." The commercial ended. My sister Stella, her eyes still glued to the TV screen. A moment later, she turned to me and said, "Lily, I feel this is my chance to marry into an elite family. I want to get cosmetic surgery and IVF. I want to marry CEO Lucius." She had said the same thing to me in my previous life. Back then, I thought everything on TV was just an advertising ploy. How could such a wealthy, powerful, and handsome CEO like a woman covered in artificial marks? I advised her that cosmetic surgery and IVF were too risky. Instead, she should put her money in the bank, invest in finance, or start a small business, living a simple yet stable life. In the entertainment industry, work hard, build your own career, and attract your own fan base. That's the right path, I told her. She agreed with me then and abandoned her plans for surgery. But when CEO Lucius actually married an 18th-tier internet celebrity, whose entire body was a product of technology and manipulation, my sister collapsed again. She even resorted to fabricating lies and slandering me, inciting her fans to attack me until social media crushed me to death. Didn't you once say that one must leverage fan emotions to solidify their position in the entertainment industry? You're my sister and my manager. What's wrong with sacrificing a little? Besides, this is a debt you owe me, Lily. If you hadn't stopped me from getting surgery back then, Lucius would have loved *me*, and I would have married the CEO. You're the one who destroyed my dream of marrying into an elite family, who ruined my chance to become a rich madam. At that time, Stella was a third-tier celebrity with several million fans. Her artistic path, though not brilliant, was stable. Her assets weren't in the hundreds of millions, but she had tens of millions. Yet, she was utterly fixated on becoming CEO Lucius's wife. Couldn't she see that the CEO marrying a woman entirely made of plastic surgery was merely to expand his business empire? Stella went live, crying to her fans, accusing me of forcing her to attend unsavory parties. That image was deeply imprinted in her fans' minds. They used my photos to create altars, insulting and shaming me. That scene never faded from my mind. In those days, I lived in fear, even preferring death to life. Overzealous fans broke into my home and assaulted me. I was splashed with paint on the streets multiple times, almost run over by cars. Because of Stella's lies, I was branded a societal menace. The pain of the blade cutting my wrist was still vivid, the chilling sensation of blood flowing, something I could never forget. With her beautiful eyes fixed on me, Stella repeated the exact same words as in my previous life. "Lily, I want to use the money from selling my car and house for cosmetic surgery. Do you think it's okay?" I smiled faintly. Of course, it's okay. If someone wants to rush headlong into ruin, why should I interfere? Seeing me nod, she paused, a flicker of surprise on her face. She pursed her lips and continued, "This time, I really want to get close to CEO Lucius. I want to stand out even more. I'm planning to get the full combo, liposuction, IVF. I just worry that selling the house and car won't be enough, Lily, can you?" I knew what she was thinking. She wanted me to contribute money. But she forgot that I'd been her manager for free all these years. I didn't have a penny left. So before she could finish, I interrupted. "Sis, getting a loan is so easy now. However much you want, just one phone call and someone will come to your house to process the application. The money will be disbursed immediately." Her expression stiffened, but then she said softly, "I'm a celebrity. If my fans find out I borrowed money for surgery, they'll look down on me. Lily, can you help me get a loan? As long as I marry Lucius, I'll pay you back everything, principal and interest." I smirked. People taking out loans need bank statements, credit history. I'm a nobody with no record. No institution will approve tens of thousands for me. She hesitated, so I stated bluntly, "Sis, the news that CEO Lucius likes women with slender legs, thin waists, fair skin, and especially those who are pregnant, has spread everywhere. So many people dream of catching his eye. If you don't take this gamble now, you might not get another chance. I can't advise you on this, you have to decide for yourself." She gritted her teeth, her eyes resolute. "I don't need your advice. I will defy everything to get surgery and become the type of woman Lucius loves." I curved my lips into a smile. "Then, sis, you probably won't be taking on any more scripts or advertisements, will you? The company is looking to train new talents, and I plan to take on the role of mentoring them." She frowned, her attitude towards me growing colder. "I knew you were pragmatic. You won't even stay by my side during my recovery," I said helplessly. "You secretly signed contracts with the company without commission. I've served you for free for so many years. Isn't that enough? Now you're not working, but you still have savings to spend. If I don't work, the company won't give me a cent. Am I supposed to sleep on the streets and eat the west wind to survive?" I turned to look at her. "Or, if you're willing to cover my rent and food, I wouldn't mind being your caretaker." She choked, then said sarcastically, "Fine, I won't bother the great, soon-to-be-rich manager anymore." As I left, she didn't forget to belittle me. "If the company hadn't seen something in us sisters, do you think you'd have a chance to step foot into this company? You should remember your roots. You truly are an ungrateful wretch. No wonder Mom and Dad never liked you since childhood." Who could ever like someone like you? Yes, from a young age, my parents only liked her, not me. So when she pushed me to severe depression and I sought help from them, they ignored me. They even trampled on me so she could live in a high-rise mansion. Stella was truly despicable. Having a daughter like that makes us feel ashamed. If we could choose again, we wish we had never given birth to her. I turned my head to look at her, calmly saying, "You're right, sis. If fans knew you borrowed money for surgery, they'd definitely turn their backs on you. Maybe try asking Mom and Dad. They also have a house, a car in their names, and are receiving pensions. Getting a low-interest loan through their system would be much easier. They love you so much, they'll definitely agree." Her eyes immediately lit up. Mom and Dad sold their house, car, and savings, moving to the city. Stella converted all her assets into cash, combined with the money Mom and Dad provided, and invested everything into Bella's clinic. Mom stayed by Stella's side, caring for her day and night, while Dad cramped into a small rented room with me. Dad didn't understand Stella's decision to get surgery and often grumbled to me, "If your jaw is square, they shave the bone. Thin lips get fillers. Small eyes get double eyelids. Thick waist and legs get liposuction. If your skin isn't fair, they inject it. Body curves get silicone implants. Women wanting to be beautiful, I get it. But what's with the small feet? The doctor said to get size 35 feet, they have to cut toe bones. Your sister has truly gone mad." Not to mention, a single woman wanting to assert her independent reproductive rights by getting IVF, and specifically wanting to carry the child of the entertainment industry's CEO Lucius. The important thing is that the hospital actually met all her demands. Over 10 million yuan. When will your sister ever earn that back? My dad sighed endlessly, yet every day he went to the market, bought ingredients, stewed soup, and sent the best dishes to Stella at the hospital, leaving nothing for me. Your sister made such a huge sacrifice for this family. Don't you dare even dream of eating her soup. It's not like Dad is saying it, but how can a girl not know how to take care of herself, can't even buy a lipstick? Later, when your sister prospers, don't even think about clinging to her glory, lest her in-laws laugh at you. I retorted, what if I prosper one day? He scoffed, impossible. You're foolish and ignorant. How could you ever prosper? Even if you did, we wouldn't want anything to do with you. You go your own way, we'll go our own covered bridge. I glanced at the camera mounted on the wall and finally said nothing more. My sister took half a year's leave and, under her personal name, signed a contract with a person named Sean, personally planning his development. The company used this plan to build Sean a naive and charming image, helping him debut quickly and gain a stable fan base. Consequently, the company's trust in my sister soared. After that, she signed a series of new faces, clearly defining each person's image. Even without detailed plans, these rookies successfully debuted one after another, generating significant revenue for the company. Thus, even though she didn't work for half a year, my sister still received commissions for her talent in spotting stars. I, however, was fired by the company precisely when she was raking in money. As Dad moved out, he didn't forget to sneer at me. Thanks to your sister, your mother and I live so comfortably now. When your sister needed someone to care for her after surgery, you refused to help. Now, don't even dream of riding on her coattails. Later, when your sister marries into an elite family, don't even think about claiming kinship. I watched Dad step into Stella's luxury car. My sister and mother sat inside, not even bothering to roll down the window to greet me. I smiled gently, turned around, and walked into a nearby lottery shop, buying the numbers from my memory. That evening, as I had predicted, the lottery numbers won the 1 million yuan prize. After tax, over 800,000 yuan came into my hands. In truth, from the moment my sister signed the contract with Sean, I realized something. My sister had also reincarnated. That's why she precisely identified which group of rookies would become famous in a few years. To fully exploit their value, she knew very well that Lucius would love women with slender legs, thin waists, white and petite figures, so he would definitely appear at Bella's clinic. But there were many people getting cosmetic surgery. To stand out, she needed a special ability, to become the future famous star and proprietress. This would align even better with CEO Lucius's requirement for independent women than any 18th-tier internet celebrity. My sister's thinking was right, her methods also right, but her starting point was wrong from beginning to end. Everything she did was to rely on men. But could men be trusted? Especially the kind of man who constantly advised people to get cosmetic surgery and IVF. The Lucius family conglomerate owned countless assets, but through the trials of the times, the most profitable venture was a chain of high-end beauty clinics combined with fine dining, named Belleza. To maintain the Lucius family's position among the financial elite, Lucius was willing to use himself as an advertisement, bringing enormous traffic to the Belleza clinic chain. My sister probably didn't notice that after Lucius publicly announced the characteristics of his ideal woman, Belleza's stock soared to unprecedented levels. Lucius did this to prepare for his next gambling agreement. He would start with an emotional topic, a cosmetic surgery monster, who brought her own sensational story and even offered herself up. Of course, this was the best choice for him. When Lucius and my sister publicly announced their relationship, I registered a film company, bringing along Leo, the invisible person who had been following me for the past 6 months. Leo had debuted 2 years ago but remained completely obscure. Because of his rural background, self-deprecating nature, and especially his refusal to accept unspoken rules, he had never had a good opportunity. I knew Leo from my previous life, when I went to a support center for severe depression patients. Being the same age and sharing similar experiences, we became companions. He told me he dropped out of middle school to work and earn tuition for his younger brother. I told him my entire life had been a stepping stone for my sister. He said all the money he earned went to his family. I admitted that since I started working, I had never received a single cent of commission. We competed to tell each other our miseries every day. It was during that time that we found a companion to escape hell. If we had tried a little harder, perhaps we could have touched the light. We promised to go see a movie on the first snowy day, then eat strawberry ice cream cake, a treat we'd never had as children. Then we would give each other new names and start life anew. But what was the result? My sister, wanting a topic in traffic, shamelessly sought out Leo's parents and younger brother, coercing them to cooperate with her to create a scandal. Insults flooded everywhere, becoming the last straw. Leo jumped into the sea. Searches for his name surpassed 1 million. His life ended in regret. I held the newly purchased script, intending to produce it myself with Leo as the female lead. I handed it to Leo. He paused, looking at the script's title, then frowned. "How much did you buy this for?" I calmly replied. 500,000 yuan. Leo's face darkened. "Are you crazy? You won 800,000 yuan in the lottery and spent 500,000 on a script. What kind of film can you make with only 300,000 yuan left?" I took a deep breath. If I want to become famous, this is the only chance. I knew which films would be popular in the next few years, but my sister also knew. With her current influence plus Lucius's backing, I couldn't secure the rights to those films for Leo. Therefore, I could only rely on my manager's eye to choose the best script from lesser-known films with explosive potential. Leo said he wanted to return it. I shook my head. "It's already paid for." He pursed his lips as if he wanted to hit me. Angrily, he took the script from my hand, then pulled out a bank card. "I'll read the script. Here's 200,000 yuan. Use it sparingly. Don't feel bad if we lose money. If it doesn't work out, I'll go back to my hometown and farm to support you." I couldn't understand where someone like Leo, who had always been exploited by his parents and younger brother, got 200,000 yuan. But that money solved most of the film's difficulties. While Lucius presented my sister with a 20-carat diamond ring, Leo and I, to save money, took on multiple roles on set. While they appeared arm in arm at galas, Leo and I only dared to go to noodle shops, asking for free refills, each ordering a single bowl of plain noodles. Right after filming, Leo and I only had 20 yuan left in our pockets. Despite his rumbling stomach, Leo suggested, "Shall we go buy that strawberry ice cream cake?" I looked at his calm expression and without hesitation, we walked into a bakery together. The small cake had only half a strawberry on top. He used a plastic fork to divide it, asked for an extra small plate, and transferred half to me. He said, "We've tried our best. Whatever comes next, whatever the outcome, we have to accept it. Tomorrow I'll go find a part-time job. You handle the PR for the film. I'll support you. You must eat well and live decently, understand?" In that moment, tears welled up in my eyes. I understood where that 20,000 yuan came from. It was the uprising after 20 years of injustice in the life of a severely depressed patient. I don't know when Leo reincarnated, but I knew very well that in this life, he chose to stay by my side to make this film because he wanted to save me. He wanted to help me fulfill my dream, to give me the courage to live again. "Stella, it's snowing." Leo's cold voice resonated. I looked up. Outside the window, the first snowflakes of the season were falling. My female lead was distributing flyers in the shopping mall, thinking about adding an extra egg to my noodle bowl when she got home. I dressed glamorously like a model, wandered through film companies, pitching the beautiful curly hairstyles I had stayed up many nights to create. Meanwhile, my sister had leaped from a third-tier star to the Queen of the Knife, a hot topic. Every argument she had with Lucius on the street, every appearance at a hotel, became front-page news. A barrage of cosmetic surgery advertisements flooded the media, intertwined with their on-again, off-again relationship, until my sister successfully underwent IVF and became pregnant with Lucius's child. After 3 months of Cold War, the couple reunited under a magnificent proposal by the financial world's CEO. The stock of the Belleza Clinic chain immediately surged to a historic high. The only problem was, Stella's face, now burdened with countless cosmetic procedures, was visibly collapsing before everyone's eyes. Everyone loves beauty. Stella changed for me. I'm deeply touched. I love Stella and I love our child. I won't let them be harmed. Belleza Clinic uses the world's most advanced technology, even safe for pregnant women. Every beauty requires long-term persistence. Continuous cosmetic enhancement is the secret to maintaining beauty. We hope every girl can become the most perfect version of herself. They championed fair skin and slender figures, leading women to conform to men's tastes, disguised under the guise of self-achievement and self-reinvention, but in reality, manipulating women's insecurities worldwide. Lucius's tactic was brilliant yet utterly inhumane. He colluded with Stella, distorting women's perception of beauty. I believe that women's beauty is diverse and multifaceted. They can have dark skin, small eyes, strong bodies. There is no single standard for beauty. The grandmother who donates to children in remote areas is beautiful. The teacher standing at the podium is beautiful. The traffic police directing traffic are also beautiful. A kind heart is beautiful. Serving the people is beautiful. Dedication to one's profession is also beautiful. Our film tells the story of Sophia, a small-town girl who, amidst the bustling materialistic city, keeps a clear head and rises independently. Sophia repeatedly doubted herself, repeatedly learned to accept herself. She represents countless girls out there. Perhaps through this film, I want all girls to understand that love isn't everything. To live a better life, women must learn to love themselves. I ran around everywhere and finally secured a broadcasting contract late one night. The commission split was a pathetic 20% of advertising revenue. It was clear that Leo was mentally prepared to return to his hometown to farm and support me. But I told him, don't rush. Let's wait a bit longer. Let time prove everything. Leo agreed without a single complaint. I secretly did PR, posting on various high-traffic platforms, hoping to use the attention to salvage the film. By the 6th month, with Leo still supporting me, a video compilation I posted on a short video platform unexpectedly went viral. That day, it reached 100 million views, 1 million likes, and over 50,000 comments. Immediately afterward, the film became a hot topic. Leo, the female lead, was recognized by fans while distributing flyers on the street. Fans swarmed him, making Leo scared and run away. Lucius, the master of traffic manipulation, exploited women's innate desire for beauty, using his own and his girlfriend's influence to lead young, naive girls to pour all their money into the cosmetic surgery industry. The money from young women wasn't enough for him, so he even incited his pregnant girlfriend to continue with cosmetic medical procedures. It wasn't hard to guess that my sister's postpartum and breastfeeding period would still revolve around this so-called beauty maintenance. I heard Stella was pregnant with a girl. I wondered if Lucius would spare his own daughter, or if he would have the child undergo a series of cosmetic procedures while still in the cradle. After all, doing so would help expand the beauty market for women of all ages. This calculation was truly cunning. Online, opinions were divided. My sister Stella was still immersed in the fairy tale the CEO had spun for her. During her pregnancy, she injected countless fillers and hormones. By mid-pregnancy, doctors reported fetal deformity. In late pregnancy, Lucius forced her to have a stillbirth, then exposed the Great Mother scar to the world. That ugly scar was exactly how he instructed the doctor to stitch it, preparing to launch Bella's Clinic's scar treatment project. My own child had been stillborn in the 5th month of pregnancy. The baby was gone, but the doctors didn't tell me, because the entire Bella's Clinic belonged to Lucius. To deceive the public, Lucius adopted a healthy baby girl from outside, planning to perform cosmetic medical procedures on her as soon as she began to develop. He wasn't afraid the baby would die from surgery because he could cover up everything with one hand. The Bella's chain had many failed cases, but Lucius didn't hesitate to sue those girls, accusing them of illegal infringement and groundless slander. Lily, save me. I don't want to go on the operating table anymore. I don't want to keep enduring the pain of my flesh being cut open. It hurts so much that I can't even control my bladder anymore. I was wrong. Please, Lily, save me. At the Star Gala, when Leo and I won the Best New Artist award, Stella found me backstage. Thanks to the film's success, Leo had become a famous actress, and I had become the hottest manager, loaded with resources. Stella's first glance at me was filled with astonishment and bitter resentment. Within that resentment, there was also raw, unconcealed envy. Struggling to suppress her envy, she continued to play the role of a pitiful victim. The truth about her didn't need to be spoken. There was already plenty of news online, merely veiled by a mist of uncertainty due to a lack of concrete evidence. "How do you want me to help you?" I asked. She grabbed my hand, her face a taut, shiny canvas of plastic surgery, her thick lips looking ready to burst. "Help me get back into the spotlight. I know you have a big film project. That film is sure to be a blockbuster, the highest-grossing film of the year. Let me be the female lead. As long as I can make a comeback, I can leave Lucius. As long as I rise again, you'll be my only manager forever. I'll share whatever money I have with you." Her face was full of regret, but her eyes, scarred by too many procedures, had lost their light, leaving only thin skin that couldn't hold the flesh. I asked coldly, "Must it be a film to be called a comeback? Lucius isn't limiting your freedom. The new talents you signed with the company are still earning you money. You're not short of money, not short of freedom. Why endure hardship on a film set?" She burst into sobs. "Lucius doesn't restrict my freedom, but if I don't cooperate with cosmetic advertisements, he'll lock my credit cards, leaving me unable to spend a single cent. The pain from the surgeries on my body is worse than death. Those new talents I signed earlier, after finding out I took 95% of their commission, all demanded to terminate their contracts. They refused to compromise, even facing the risk of being blacklisted. Ungrateful wretches. If I hadn't scouted them, would they have their current status? Now, to appease them, the company not only canceled my contract but also kicked me out. I'm penniless now, living off mom and dad's pensions. Lily, I'm your biological sister. You can't not help me." I gave a dismissive, scornful laugh. "Ha, so you finally remember I'm your sister. Did you think I didn't know you were the one who incited the company to fire me? The one who blocked my film from major platforms? The one who hired a team to write negative comments to sabotage Leo's film? Back then, you were living the high life, yet you still didn't forget to push me to rock bottom. Now that you're down, if I don't give a few more kicks, how can it be called fair?" I gave her the contact information of a renowned director and offered her an audition opportunity. After the audition, she proactively asked the director if she could be the female lead, even inviting him to a private dinner. The director politely refused, citing work commitments, then sought me out and asked, "What are you trying to do? This film is exclusively for Leo. She's the only one who can be the female lead. If it's not Leo, then forget it. What ugly thing did you send me? And she dreams of being the lead. If that plastic face is on my screen, what kind of film will it be?" I gave a bitter laugh. "Director Zhang, I'm at my wit's end too. That ugly thing is my older sister. She's absolutely determined to be in your film. I thought I'd send her to you so you could teach her a lesson, but I didn't expect you to be so lenient. Just now, Stella even called me, saying Director Zhang was very satisfied with her audition and intended to sign a contract with her." Director Zhang froze. "I was respectful of you, which is why I was patient with Stella. So it turns out I was patient with the wrong person." I sighed. "It's my fault for not telling you beforehand. I really don't know how to make my sister, who likes to stab people when they're down, act a little more reasonably." Director Zhang snorted. "All right, I understand. Don't worry, I'll handle this." The next day, Director Zhang's new film launched its promotional campaign, simultaneously releasing audition clips of several actors, including Stella. With her plastic face on screen, her entire silicone-enhanced body jiggled when she cried or laughed, yet not a single tear fell. Her dialogue sounded as if she had no teeth, a whooshing sound escaping with every word. Immediately, social media exploded. "Oh my God, we've been deceived by edited photos, thinking she was a fairy. No wonder she hasn't been in any films for so long. Even her own mother wouldn't recognize her. Only Lucius is blind enough to still consider Stella the most beautiful woman. Girls who once used her as a role model for plastic surgery should now be careful, lest they turn into monsters." In the past, Lucius, with his advertising resources and traffic, had turned Stella into a beauty ideal. All negative comments online were swiftly removed by him, but the advertising and film industries were like fire and water. It was hard for Lucius to intervene. Furthermore, Director Zhang was never an easy person to deal with. Lucius understood the business world, but Director Zhang, who had been in the film industry for decades, understood its rules even better. Stella's downfall naturally affected Lucius's women's cosmetic surgery project. But these turbulences barely shook Lucius's commercial empire. He immediately cast Stella aside, pretending to be drunk and live streaming, accusing her of chronic infidelity, claiming everything that happened today was Stella's fault and had nothing to do with cosmetic surgery. He even went online to complain about his suffering, seeking sympathy, and even received virtual gifts from some ignorant people. All the insults were borne solely by Stella. She was completely blacklisted. She no longer had a place in either the beauty industry or entertainment. How could someone as unresigned as her easily give up? But she also knew Lucius's tactics very well and dared not cross him. She only dared to come to me. From childhood to adulthood, she only knew how to bully me. She demanded money from me, and when I refused, Mom and Dad immediately appeared before me, attacking my character. Leo had bought me a high-end apartment, helping me avoid my parents' harassment. But how could my parents let go so easily? They wanted revenge for their beloved eldest daughter and also wanted to fight for more benefits for their golden daughter to continue their extravagant life. So, they copied Lucius's trick, pretending to be drunk and live streaming, sincerely confiding in netizens. Our youngest daughter is so unfilial. Stella was just momentarily foolish, but she is very filial. Our living expenses have always been provided by Stella. Now that Stella is down, we're ashamed to continue relying on her. We only hope our youngest daughter, Lily, will support us. Who knew she would be so callous and heartless? Yes, that's right. Now that she's prospered, she looks down on poor parents like us. I didn't wait for social media to erupt. As soon as I knew they started live streaming, I immediately posted everything that had ever happened between me and my father in our small rented room. Everything was authentically recreated, including his and Mom's disapproval and contempt for me. Whenever my sister called, she would relentlessly curse me. Lily, I consider giving birth to you a waste of effort, useless, incurable, worthless. I told her to put me in a hotel, but she begrudged a few pennies, truly deserving of death. Not an ounce of obedience or understanding like Stella. My parents' live stream didn't receive sympathy from netizens. Instead, it was met with merciless ridicule. The entire comment section was filled with curses and insults. Shameless old fools. At this moment, Leo also spoke up, publicly supporting me, sharing about the difficult months before becoming famous, stating that I had always accompanied him through it all. My parents had offered no help whatsoever. Netizens were no longer naive. They didn't easily believe one-sided stories. This time, my parents and sister completely failed, but they were still unwilling to give up. They even sought out Leo's parents, putting him on a moral scale. However, from previous interviews, Leo had already revealed all the truths about a patriarchal, rural family. Moreover, he always followed court rulings in caring for his parents. There was nothing wrong. His parents indulged their lazy younger brother, giving him all their money, and then when they had nothing left, they ended up begging on the streets. The fault didn't lie with Leo, but with their own foolishness and too many mistakes, too many crimes, which inevitably led to their downfall. As for Leo and me, when we stood on the stage of the Starlight Awards, receiving the highest honor in the film industry, our parents, sister, and younger brothers had been so severely dealt with by social media that they dared not leave their homes. If they went out, they were hit by cars. If they ate at restaurants, people threw water at them. And at home, people frequently threw bricks, shattering their windows. My sister was so scared she couldn't control her bladder. That scene was even filmed and uploaded online, further increasing society's disgust for the cosmetic surgery industry. They could no longer live in peace, a complete contrast to their previously luxurious and happy lives. Mom and Dad would call me on my phone, simultaneously blaming and cursing me. I knew very well that the person who caused all this was not me. This was my sister's own choice. She could have taken a path full of light, but she gave it up. She only wanted to marry into an elite family. But was becoming a daughter-in-law in an elite family that easy? Becoming a sacrifice for an elite family was her own choice. I don't know if my parents relayed these words to my sister, but finally, my sister joined the lawsuit movement against Bella's clinic. She and a group of women with botched surgeries stormed into Bella's headquarters, smashing things and causing a disturbance, then finally burst into Lucius's office and stabbed him to death. News of Lucius's murder immediately hit the front page. After my sister's arrest, news of her future life was also broadcast on TV. My parents, wanting to save my sister, didn't hesitate to bribe officials, eventually getting arrested themselves. Leo watched the news, shaking his head repeatedly. I wonder if that harmful Bella's clinic chain will finally be shut down now that Lucius is dead. Just as he predicted, not long after, Bella's clinic declared bankruptcy. Leo and I discussed and decided to take over the Bella's chain, transforming all the cosmetic surgery hospitals into public charity gyms. We called on the whole world that women must cherish their own health. Don't use a single standard to measure beauty. Beauty is diversity. White and thin are not everything. They are just tricks used by weak men who want to control women weaker than themselves. Someone who loves you won't criticize your dark skin. Someone who likes you won't care if your figure is slender or not. A healthy body and a strong soul, that's what's most important. Live well, eat well, and learn to love yourself.